Hey VC, Big Star 1000 here with new installments of Revolutions, an ongoing series in which I showcase the records that I've been playing in the past week. So I've got about 10 records from 1984. So if you follow this channel, you know that I am doing a series on the 1980s. So 10 rejects, 10 great records that I couldn't include in my top 10. And then I've got another pile of other records played during the week. I'm pretty tired tonight, so I hope I don't ramble on too much. And obviously, I'm still injured. I've got those crutches that I carry everywhere. Um, I'll start with 1984 Rejects. Uh, we'll start with David Sylvian with Brilliant Trees, a fantastic solo record by the leader of Japan, involving a roster that is just unbelievable. We've got Sylvian, obviously, Holger Tsukai, the bass player from Can, Steve Jensen, Richard Barbieri, Rishi Sakamoto, John Hassel, Kenny Wheeler, Mark Isham, Danny Thompson. I mean, can you beat that band, really? And the John Hassel element is pretty strong on some tracks there. It's got this sort of, deeply ambient quality, but a kind of, I don't know, this atmosphere that John Hassel can create. It reminds you of being, I don't know, somewhere in the field in Southeast Asia. It's got this kind of quality to it. I don't know. Listen to it. Brilliant record. And another great record from '84 that I wanted to include but I couldn't is the first album by Dead Can Dance, band from here in Melbourne, Australia, and a great debut. Although not quite the same kind of sound as they would later perfect, but you can see that where Lisa Gerrard and Brendan Perry got their ideas. An absolute favorite band of mine, I would say one of the top 10 most influential bands in terms of sound is Talk Talk, their second record, excuse me. It's My Life, with some amazing singles on this. Such a Shame, It's My Life, the title track is amazing. Dum Dum Girl, uh, this is a brilliant record, And had Talk Talk made only this record and never made, say, for example, Spirit of Eden or The Color of Spring, we would talk about this in much more sort of glowing terms. But Mark Hollis, genius. 1984, brilliant album by Everything But the Girl, the duo from Hull, um, Tracy Thorn, and Ben Watts. This is a great sort of bossa infused indie pop record. Um, it's just a must own if you like that sort of UK indie music from the 80s. It's just a lovely record. Um, One of the best albums released by The Fall in that early period, The Wonderful and Frightening World of The Fall, with a strong presence from Brix Smith, who was the wife of Marky Smith at the time. This is, I think quite possibly my favorite early Fall record is this record, The Wonderful and Frightening World of the Fall. Although This Nation, Saving Grace is, it's pretty close and probably will make an appearance in the Gimme 10 85. This superb Laurie Anderson album came out in 1984 as well. It's called Mr. Heartbreak, and this too has an amazing cast, like the the first record I showed. I'm telling you, I'm tired. And this has got Laurie, well, obviously Laurie Anderson, Adrian Belew, can't talk. William S. Burroughs, Peter Gabriel, Bill Laswell, Nile Rodgers is on this, Phoebe Snow. I mean, it's just what a cast of. This is a superb sort of art pop record from New York, and you can get this for just next to nothing. It's cheap as, it's brilliant, just most excellent. Lloyd Cole and the Commotions, Rattlesnakes. Just this is an impeccable record. Very literate pop music. Very similar in ways to the Smiths, I guess. Without the sort of jaunty quality that was brought by someone like Johnny Marr, but you know, Lloyd Cole is a kind of he's a less miserable Morrissey, I guess, and his lyrics are like listen to Charlotte Street or Perfect Skin, brilliant, or the title track is amazing to just give you an impression of what you need to. Band from I think Minneapolis, Askedu, Zen Arcade, their best album, undoubtedly their finest hour. Although New Day Rising is pretty good too. This is a great sort of mix of all sorts of things, but at heart is a hardcore record, punk record. Everybody knows this, I guess. You know, it's a great record. Zen Arcade. A couple of French records from 1984. This is a record that I really dig. Gotta be into French pop music though. This is Etienne Dao, and the album is called La Notte, The Night in Italian. This is a wonderful album by a I guess, you know, the sort of realm of music is very close to things like Japan. I was talking about Japan before. It's not on the same kind of wavelength as sort of art pop, a little bit glammy, but you know, it's think Japan but French. And this is a great record. This is his best record, really. It's a beautiful album that you probably won't see anywhere else on the VC, unless Christophe makes a video, you never know, or Bruno. C'est Braise. And another French band, amazing French band, Swiss French, Étrange Fou le Loup Blanc, with Les Sillons de la Terre. Now this is rock in a position that is kind of avant-prog, has a little bit of Canterbury school sound to it. Mostly is like things like Henry Cow, that's it. The French Henry Cow is Étrange Fou le Loup Blanc. And this is my favorite album of theirs, Les Sillons de la Terre. I highly recommend this. It's very angular and strange. It's a bit like Captain Beefheart meets Soft Machine, if you like. And the last record from 1984 I want to show you is a stunning album. I'm surprised nobody else showed it. And I'm talking about Tabula Rasa by Arvo Pärt, or Arvo Pärt. Show you the sleeve, it's not very easy to see, it's very faint. Can you see this? Tabula Rasa by Arvo Pärt, I think Finnish composer. And this is on ECM, and it's one of the gems of the ECM label. It's choral, modern classical music, minimal modern classical. Every household should own a copy of this. It's listen to the Fratre, the first song with Keith Jarrett on piano. I mean, it's a collection of sort of works, basically. 1984, Tabula Rasa by okay, some other records not from 1984. Whilst I'm on CDs, I'll continue with CDs. This fantastic album by Terry Riley, a live record, Persian Surgery Dervishes, which is basically Terry Riley on keyboard. There's a set in Los Angeles in 1971 and another set in Paris in 72. Both of them are kind of trance-inducing, minimal music, cosmic. This is closer to krautrock in some ways than to minimal music. It's really sort of trippy and spacey, and again, every household should get a copy of this. In a completely different register, I was playing this Big Audio Dynamite 2. So this is the later incarnation of Big Audio Dynamite, of the Globe. Really good album, actually. It's like I picked this up in a thrift store for $2 a while back, probably about 2 months ago, and I hadn't got around to playing it, and I finally decided to play it. It's actually really quite a good album. I was playing Donuts by J Dilla, which is an instrumental album, hip hop album. Very forward thinking, obviously. He was the king of beats, Dilla. Rest in peace. And funny enough, I dragged this CD, which I've had since the early 90s. Paul Weller, Wildwood. When I was at university in the 90s, in the sort of from 95 onwards, I listened to this record a lot. I mean, I used to play this to death. This was my introduction to Paul Weller, and then I worked back to the Jam and the Style Council. But how I came across Weller was through this album, through Wildwood, and I listened to it many times. I still like it. It's got its sort of naive quality, but it's a nice album. Acoustic songs, nice songs. Staying in the UK with PJ Harvey, in my opinion, her best album. I mean, you may disagree. Stories from the City, Stories from the Sea from 2000. Really amazing record. Every track is killer, from the big opener, the big exits, Good Fortune, Beautiful Feeling, the Horse Hustle, and the Hustles and the Hustlers and the Hustlers Whore. Very hard to say for me. This mess we're in with Tom York, Kamikaze, Horses in My Dream. This is the greatest hits, really. Absolutely amazing. Staying in the same region of England, she's from Cornwall or somewhere there. This is a band from Bristol, not far. Fuck Buttons. This is an amazing, trippy electronic album. It's incredible. I was talking about Fuck Button a couple of weeks ago, but if you like sort of trippy electronic music, this is like, this is kind of a modern krautrock, kind of Aphex Twin mixed with Cluster, and you get Fuck Buttons. What a great record. Another great electronic record. No, not really. I played Love Supreme. I play Love Supreme fairly often, I would say. It's just one of these things that you just put it on and it makes life better, really. Okay, a few more. What's it? 14 minutes. Okay, let's move it on. I dug out my copy of Origin by Synergy. Synergy is an electronic act, and the name of the guy is Larry Fast. I was talking about Larry Fast, talking about Serge Gainsbourg in the last album of '84 in my '84 video. Keyboards player. This is an all electronic record from 1981 on Passport Records. It's very cool. If you like electronic music. A killer jazz record with a great lineup is Extensions by McCoy Tyner, and this one features with its National Geographic cover. It's great, isn't it? It's fantastic. Cortana, Alice Coltrane, Wayne Shorter, Gary Bartz, Ron Carter, Elvin Jones. I mean, if that doesn't sell it to you, I don't know what can. It's just this is the best jazz lineup you can think of. This is a German jazz, sort of funky jazz records. Third Eye, Connection. Yes, I think they're German. Got the impression. Was sort of mixed, not just German, but I think they were based in Germany. I've got the impression. And it's a great, great funky album, Connection. 1970 something. 1970 something. I don't know. But it's a 70s record and it's just grooving and cooking. I mean, look at those pictures. Dude with flute, dude with, I mean, it just tells you everything you need to know, I think. A wonderful French record sent to me by Christophe a while back. Yves Simon, Raconte-toi. One of the best singer-songwriters out of France. Beautiful records. Just memorable songs, great melodies. 1975 or something like that. And these are two records that I already showed you from the record fair the other week. Javan, which I played quite a few times. What a killer record. This is his first album. If you see this album, do not hesitate. Javan first album. It's a Brazilian MPB. It's great. And Bill Evans Symbiosis, which is an orchestral jazz record, which is great too. And that's all I'm going to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed VC, and if you didn't cost you anything. So there's always that.